Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently broadly winning the war against the Agarian League here. We did just take a loss out over this direction, but we inflicted heavy casualties on them. And that's exactly what we were looking to do. Now these two fleets, they're going to be back on January 6th and 7th, so that's not very far away. They might come back to Ostici, but I'm guessing they're going to be somewhere back over here. So I'm thinking we might want to send one fleet over to reinforce this, and that would probably end up being the Whirling Corolla, which we're going to honestly stop the upgrades on. And I'm going to start it heading to Ostici. We'll get the upgrades done there. So that'll be fine. We'll get that underway. And then the 11th Corolla here, that, as soon as it's done, is going to head over to Dokkan, because this is coming in to be upgraded. So we need to do some shuffling around of our fleets. In the meantime, of course, we're going to have to do some ship replacements once our two retreating fleets come back. And that will be absolutely fine. We've got lots and lots of resources for that. So that's absolutely a-okay. What do we want to do here? Military buildup? Yep, definitely military buildup. Let's get that going. Wonderful. So over at Littagina, this is, of course, a while away from being finished. 4087, to be precise. Okay. So yeah, that's certainly going to take some time. We're going to be done with the 9th Corolla very shortly. And we're going to be sending the Whirling Corolla over for upgrades, so that seems fine. Now, it's December at this moment, and yeah, they're pushing up this direction. That's expected. So no worries over there right now. We'll get that done soon. It's about to be the 1st, and that will, of course, be wonderful. So 120 days until the Whirling Corolla manages to arrive over in Ostici. However, we now have these two fleets back. So this one came to Grugmora, and where did the other fleet go? It should be here still. Oh, it's going to return now. Okay. So that's going to head over to Ostici as well. I want both of these to go and upgrade in Ostici. So they'll be arriving there eventually. We'll grab Admiral here, and then this is going to be Artillerist. Perfect. And we will need to reinforce these fleets as well. So this is the 10th and the Flourishing. Okay. So the 10th and the Flourishing. So the Flourishing is here. This is going to be a lot of Maulers. We're not surprised about this. So we'll need to add in some juvenile Maulers here. We're going to need some Weavers as well. So we'll add in juvenile Weavers here. There we go. And looks like we did lose a couple of Harbingers. I don't see any Stinger loss, and the Titan is fine. So we'll just reinforce that fleet. That's now ready to go after those get built. So that looks good. And then, of course, we've got the 10th Corolla over here, which also took fairly heavy losses. So we're going to have to do the same thing with the Maulers. So we'll add in some juvenile Maulers here. We'll add in a couple of Weavers here. That is 11 Weavers in total. And then we lost, looks like, 2 Harbingers here as well. But we also lost 2 Stingers from this fleet. So we'll get those in there as well. And we'll get that reinforcing. Fleet is at full strength. Perfect. We spent about half of our food on that. So that's absolutely wonderful. And at this moment... Where did we lose something? Oh, that's going to be this over here. Yeah, that's fine. So these guys are going to make their way out of here. And they will return back to Ostici. They'll get their upgrades and they'll get their repairs. These guys are going to head into Ostici. And once there, they're going to get upgraded as well. And then these 3 fleets will head out and deal with the push that's going on over here. In the meantime, this fleet is heading over to Littagina to bombard at Corolla, and that won't take very long to get that done. Out over this direction, we do need to have a fleet head over to Dokkan as soon as possible. And then once the 2nd Corolla is done here, I want them to head to Caravan. That'll be fine. Okay. Apparently, I got a Discord notification. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, there we go. That should be taken care of. So at this moment, we are going to need to replace this fleet so that it can get its upgrades done, right? That is going to be a high priority. But what we really need to do is get pushed back to Kellandine. That's our stopping point, and that's exactly where we want to be.
Under attack.
So they're currently attacking us up in Dokkan. This is deeply unsurprising. That's exactly what I expected them to do at this moment. That's fine. We're going to let that be for the moment. This fleet will go up there and take that back once it's done upgrading. So that seems fine for right now. We could, I suppose, send this fleet back over there. It hasn't started upgrading yet. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do that. That'll be fine. Okay, so these guys are going to get their upgrades and repairs completed relatively soon here. They're not going to have that many ships that need to be upgraded, and that will be fine. So they attacked up in Dokkan, deeply unsurprised about that. These guys, I was hoping to be able to sneak them down and get this done first, but alas. I was being greedy. That's fine. They called me on that one. So we're going to be getting these upgrades going here, and we're also repairing at the same time. However, this station is going to be doing... Why is a Stinger going to take 700 days to build? That's wild. Okay, this station is going to be doing all of these first, and I want to move these down. I want to build these after the upgrades have happened. So we're just going to do that. Excellent. So those upgrades are now underway, and this ship is, or rather this fleet is also going to head in and upgrade at Ostici, and we'll have to adjust that a little bit as well. But that's fine for now. So we're going to attack up here in Dokkan. This is no problem whatsoever. They're beginning to bombard there, and they're pushing over here again. This is no problem. We'll have that done very shortly. We lost one of our commanders, and that was in charge of the second Corolla. I'm not sure. I think that was this fleet, right? Yes. Okay, so we need to put in a new commander here, which is going to be a little awkward because that commander is not going to be very good at the job. But we'll give him experience gain, and maybe he'll get there. Okay, so we're going to be heading into Dokkan here. That'll be fine. And we're continuing to be attacked down over here to absolutely no one's surprise. These repairs are going to be done fairly soon. And these upgrades are taking a little longer than I had anticipated. They are taking a little longer than I had anticipated, for sure.
The wild expanse.
Our repairs over here are completed. I'm going to stop these upgrades for now. I don't want you to prepare for ship upgrades either. We're going to get all three of these to just head on down this direction. So we're still working on pumping ships out for these two fleets, but that's absolutely fine for now, and we'll start heading out to take out their fleets that are down here. So why have you not moved into Dokkan yet? It feels like you should have been there a while ago. I guess it's because of the hyper relay network. We had to fly across the system. Okay. So this fleet is now moving to the Dokkan system, and I no longer want it to. I want it to move to Caravan. So we're going to have it head on over there. It's going to go the long way, and that is fine for now. Okay.
Predatory shelter engaged.
So we're going to come up here, eliminate this. This is absolutely fine. And these guys, they're going to be heading out very shortly here. Perfect. And we'll get this all beaten back. That's no major problem. Okay, they've not brought any additional fleets in here, so that is perfect. Our maulers are moving appropriately, so we're going to do a lot of damage here. Excellent. So there's the station back under our control. Our maulers are no longer moving appropriately. They are swarming at the station, but this is fine. We'll still be able to take this down. We got done what we needed to get done. So our fighters are just going to absolutely swarm these guys, and this is no problem at all. We will need to reinforce this fleet, for sure. So let's see what we need here. We need 6 maulers, so we'll go ahead and do that. We can just move this up like this. There are juveniles here. We're going to need 3 weavers, and we're going to need... That's it. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to enter orbit here at the Dockhand station, and I'm just going to leave these guys here for right now. So down over this direction, these forces are all going to hop down to here. And we are going to come in and attack the Dimensional Fleet.
The canopy is under attack.
Get in here. That'll be fine. So that Dimensional Fleet is not going to be able to withstand our attack here. No doubt about that. The Dockhand station, I want to get going on Piercing Thistle class defense platforms again, and we're going to get all of those queued on up. There we go. That'll do for now. And this fleet will be here in 78 days. Okay. I'm thinking that we're just going to wait till they get there, and then we're going to jump drive over to Plant Heart. It's going to take a while to get this done, so jump driving shouldn't be a big deal. So that seems fine. We are now attacking the Dimensional Fleet here, and we've got all three of our fleets here. They're just going to get absolutely wrecked. This is going to be really bad for them. Yeah, this is going very poorly for the Dimensional Fleet. Just massacred. So that's, of course, exactly what we want. We're going to come take back this station. And from there, I'd like to go to Kellandine, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to go by way of Tiastador, like this. So that'll be absolutely fine. We are going to need to reinforce our fleets that are over here. I think I'll wait until we are through Kellandine. We already have ships on the way, in theory, right? Well, we could just do it. The Flourishing Corolla is here, so we need some juvenile maulers for sure. This is going to be a single stinger. Okay. That's a little unfortunate that we lost a stinger, but sure. Okay, so that's now good to go. Next up, we're going to have the 10th and the Whirling. So this will be the 10th, and what do we need here? Well, we are definitely going to need a Weaver here. And that's actually kind of it. So that'll be fine. And then the other one was the Whirling, and that is right here. So what do we need for this fleet? Actually, nothing. That fleet's good to go. Sounds good. Very minor losses taken there, but that's what we expect when we catch the Dimensional Fleet on its own like that, and when we're well behaved with our maulers. So over here in Litogena, how's this bombardment going? Looks like we've just started. Oh, we're on selective. Let's move that over to indiscriminate. That's going to help matters. And we'll be arriving over here in Caravan very, very shortly. Let's go ahead and move here.
Predatory shelter engaged.
So that looks fine for now. And the real question is, as we take Tiastador back, what is going to end up happening here, right? So we're going to fight these guys here. That's a relatively powerful fleet. And they have our defense station here. It's not fully repaired, and they have one defense platform at it. Okay, sounds good. Shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to be arriving in Caravan right now. I'm going to have these guys jump drive over to Plant Heart. So they'll be there in just a couple of days. And their relief force is present. Excellent. 3, 2, 1, and we're there. We're going to go get upgrades at Plant Heart Station. Perfect. Okay, so these fleets are going to push in over here. We're full on food right now, by the way. That's kind of wild. So we're going to push into Kellandine here, and this is going to be a pretty hefty battle. No doubt about it, but I do expect that we win this. So out we go. That initial salvo did some damage to us, no doubt about that, but in we come with our short-range ships, and they are just getting massacred. This is what always happens when the maulers are actually mauling. Turns out, they're aptly named. So that's fantastic, but eventually they run out of mauling, and the enemy retreated. Okay, cool. So at this point, I want to keep all three of these forces right here. We're going to enter orbit, but one of these is actually going to fall back, and that's going to be the Flourishing Corolla. We're going to have that fleet go upgrade. Just this fleet. I'm also going to queue up reinforcements for this. So that is going to be a few additional maulers. a couple additional Weavers as well, and an additional Stinger too. Okay, so we'll get that all underway. That'll be fine. And then we've got these other forces here. So we've got the Whirling Corolla. We're going to need to get some Maulers in here. That's going to be juveniles like so. And then we're going to need a couple of additional Weavers, not many of those. We'll go ahead and reinforce that. And then finally, it's going to be the 10th. Okay, so this is going to be not very much at all. We need a couple of Weavers here. Otherwise, that looks good. Okay. So that seems fine. I'm now going to have the Whirling Corolla back off to Isum, take that, and then come back. So that'll be absolutely fine. We'll just get that taken care of nice and quick. So they're pushed back out of there. And how are things looking over at Littugina at this moment? So this bombardment is now at 25%. So we're now bombarding at full speed. Excellent. And we'll just work our way through that. The bombardment at Vril Raka is continuing, and this is going to be at 75 very soon. So that looks good. Where's this battle happening? Oh, that's going to be up here in Isum. Right. Oh, they managed to build a station here. That's going to be awkward. Well, we'll get that taken care of. I don't know how they're doing that. Is that a new mechanic? I would have expected they would have needed a construction ship here to do that. Oh, it was probably already there, and they just took it over. That's probably all that is. Okay, so that's absolutely fine, and we're just going to continue bombardment for now. Now, I do want to get some more influence done here. Specifically, I want to grab Alpha Hydri, and I want to grab Alioth. Those are high priority systems to take here. We also want to grab Zosma and Lictabon. Those are slightly less high priority, but we definitely are going to want them. So once this citadel is taken care of, which will eventually happen, then we're going to get that all dealt with. And we'll have these guys go back to Ostici and get their upgrade done, at which point they will immediately turn around and head back to Kelendine. So that looks good for now. And the 8th Corolla is 46% done with its upgrade at this moment. Okay, looks good. Looks like they're coming into attack again here. This is a fairly weak fleet, all things considered, but this station has had almost no time to recover. These guys are going to be coming back in. They are not really doing anything at this moment. They're just trying to reform. Get in here. Okay. So we're just going to pop what we can of this Federation fleet, but we're going to take some damage here for sure. Oh, man. Okay, so they have a dimensional fleet coming in here, for one thing. So that's noted. The thing I was saying, oh man, about is these are our long-range ships. Our Maulers are taking a position behind them. This is a really bad situation, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just a bug. What we can do is we can turn on our policies and edicts to do a little bit more damage to them. So I'm going to do astral shielding. We're going to do exotic gases for fuel and shield boost, volatile ammunition, explosives, reactive armor, and focusing crystals. So that'll boost us up somewhat, but this is going to hurt. We do have reinforcements on the way. I think we'll still win this, but they're piling a lot of ships in here right now. This fleet just arrived back at Ostici and is beginning its upgrade. So that seems fine. We'll be able to rotate them back in soon enough.
Danger inbound.
Okay. They've got more fleets piling in over here, and we're still 18 days away with this fleet, remarkably. Actually, it's jumping now.
The canopy is under attack.
Okay. So that seems fine for the moment, and in we come. These guys are taking a beating, which is not necessarily surprising. But here comes our other fleet now. And we're just sticking here. They've got a lot of forces here, but their forces are heavily damaged. And our second fleet is actually going to do a lot. So in we come. We are currently out of something. Actually going to run out of something. Astral threads? Okay, I don't care about that. We're going to sell off some energy credits for right now. And our swarmers are coming in down here. This is actually a really good angle for them to take. I like this a lot. So our swarmers are doing that. There we go. And now we're obliterating that dimensional fleet. So this is doing a lot of damage to us. The timing was awkward, and our initial positioning was very bad. Oh, now our swarmers are going to swarm here. This is not a good spot. Wait, no, they're turning around. Okay, our swarmers are engaged. We're going to win this. Painful? Yes. Doable? Also yes. Never mind. They just brought in another fleet over here. Wait, this fleet is also fairly not repaired. Okay. I don't know who's going to win this. Our swarmers are out over here, though, and that's not a good spot for them. We're doing a lot of damage to them here. I'm okay with just continuing this and just eating the losses. I think it's fine. So we're 50% done with our upgrade here. This fleet is 95% done. As soon as it's done, it's going to head to Dokkan. So that looks good. And we're building our defense platforms up in Dokkan. They are really, really trying to hold in Kelendine. But we're still doing a lot of damage to them. They brought in yet another fleet. Okay. If that's what they want to do, I'm actually fine with this. I'm fine with losing this battle in Kelendine because this is causing a lot of damage to their fleets. Remember, this is only 2 of our fleets. And up here in Litigina, in the meantime, Kerala is about to surrender, and Vroraka has taken a lot of damage. It's up over 75% devastation. I'm going to sell a little food here, and we're going to need it to replenish these fleets for sure. But this is fine. They have taken so much damage to beat us up a bit here. I think I'll go ahead and retreat now, but we've done an awful lot of damage to them. So that looks good. So once again, we're going to have to push down there, but we're in an even better position now than we were last time. So that seems great. And these upgrades are going to be done very shortly. So after you're done here, you don't necessarily want to go down here on your own. When are these guys going to be back? They're going to be back 8 and 12. Okay, that's not too bad. So this force here is almost completed with its upgrade. Any moment now. Actually, this Stinger still has a little ways to go. There, now it's done. So we're going to move to Dokkan, and we're going to move these guys back for repairs. We're just going to get those done. Okay, these guys over here, they finished their upgrade as well. So I want them to just hang out in Travel for right now. Most of these forces have headed back this way, and that seems good to me. Look at this. They're at 94% at this moment. So that's absolutely wonderful. Litigina, we've had Kerala surrender, so we're going to head over to Vroraka with this fleet. And we'll bombard here, and at long last, this planet will surrender. Now, I do want to grab a little bit of claiming down over this way, and then we'll need to take Lictabon. That'll cost 120. Understood. So the battle over Kelendine continues, but this is fine for right now. So one of our fleets is about to come back. That is the 10th Corolla, and that will be back now. Okay, that came back in Grugmora. Sounds good. So we're going to move that back to Ostici, and it's going to be upgrading in Ostici. So it's going to take it a little bit of time to get there. We're going to go for gunship focus, I think. Actually, we'll just go artillery focus. That's fine. And we're going to need to replenish this fleet, obviously. We need a lot of maulers here, and that's absolutely understood. We need a lot of weavers as well. We need a couple of harbingers. And we need a singular stinger. And the Titan. Ooh, we lost the Titan there. That's a bit unfortunate, but we'll get that going. That'll take time to replace that Titan, but we've got the resources, so that'll be okay. So the other fleet isn't going to be back until December, so that's a couple of months away. That's absolutely fine, not a major issue there. At this point, we can grab something like Seeker Shard Army. Why not? So we're cycling these guys at this moment. I'm going to turn off our edicts for right now. I don't want to be spending the resources on these. So there we go. We'll get that dealt with. Okay, so we're going to have this fleet just hang out in Travell for the moment. It's going to take time to get our other fleets back online. We did take a lot of hits, but so did they. They took an awful lot of hits. But I think we need to be patient here. So we're just going to hang out with this fleet in Travell for the moment, and this fleet is going to get upgrades right now. They'll be arriving there at about the same time that the other fleet becomes available again. So that seems okay. This fleet is about to be freed up, and by that, I mean we need to get these upgrades done. That'll take a little time. But down here in Littagina, I want to check in on this. Yeah, we're starting to make some very solid progress here now. 2418, 2415, yeah. We're making actual progress there. Perfect. Okay, so the 10th Corolla is arriving back at Ostici right now. Yep, we're entering orbit now, and we're going to start getting these repairs done. We are, of course, at full strength once our reinforcements arrive. And I do want to work on the Titan and the Stinger. I'm going to turn down Maulers and Weavers. There was Harbinger in there and a Stinger. I want to work on the Stinger and the Harbinger. Let's get those done, and let's absolutely be working on the Titan. But the rest of this, we're going to be working on upgrades. Perfect. We're building 8 at a time. Since when is that a thing? Shipyard capacity +2 from the growth chambers. I didn't even realize that. I thought that was just for the growth rate. Okay, that's cool. So we're about to get back our other fleet, and I want to do that before we end this episode. It is about time to do so, but I just want to get that done and everything queued up. That would be the dream. So that looks good for now. Yeah, we're upgrading this pretty quickly, so that looks good. And we're going to be getting those reinforcements in pretty quick as well. We're 51% done here, and everything down this direction that we're going to end up taking is actually completely and totally under control. Other than Littagina. So this is going to be freeing up quite a lot here. What are they attacking? Oh, Joldarin? Okay, that's fine. So we're done with the repairs here now. We're still working on the upgrade, and our other fleet should be back. Where did that go? Oh, 1221. Right now it comes back. And where did it come back? That's an excellent question. I don't know where it came back. All the way back at Plant Heart. Okay. Well, we'll have it go in for upgrades here. We are currently upgrading this fleet, but this fleet is mostly done, and that seems fine. So we're going to have this come in for upgrades here. I'm surprised it went all the way back to Plant Heart, but that means that once this fleet is completed with its upgrade, it can start making its way back to Travell like this, and we will have a fully built fleet ready to do that. So I want to get this started on getting its upgrades in here.
Shelter lost.
Any moment now.
System observed.
There we go. And from there, we also want to make sure that this has all of its reinforcements queued up. So let's get the Maulers going here. This is going to be rather a lot of them. There we go. And any Weavers. About like that. And then we are going to need some Harbingers here. There we go. And we'll also need, not a juvenile Harbinger, we'll need a juvenile Stinger here. So we'll do something like that. Okay, so that's now at full strength, and that should be absolutely wonderful. This is getting us repairs, but the upgrades are going to be after this fleet, which this fleet is actually pretty close to being done. So that seems fine. This fleet will head out down here once it's done. And once this fleet is completed, it will also head to Travell. Okay, with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to come down here with a more fully upgraded fleet than before. And they're probably going to try to hit us like that again, but I don't think they can keep this up. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.